Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of the Shogun Podcast, where we go through all the latest happenings in social media, tips, tricks, things we found out, things we love and hate. So today we are going through a kind of a industry news section with Freddie. We're going through a trends section with Amy.
Weekly trends. Yeah, well, kind of monthly trends, because we haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, it'll be yearly trends the next time we do an episode, I imagine. And then I'm going to go over my favorite creator that I found that week or recently, So, yeah, if you like the sound of that, please give us a like, give us a comment, tell us what your favorite part is, and make sure you follow or subscribe so you always get every single episode. First, though, we're going to go to Freddie to look at the industry news from the world of social media this week. What's happening?
Kicking things off, back with a bang.
Yep.
So Elon Musk is reportedly pulling out of his deal to take over Twitter because the platform isn't sending over proof of the 5% fake accounts. Reports. Not official, but that's reports coming out this morning.
Right, yeah. Part of his big plan. I've read that it might have all been, purposeful in the first place, that maybe he was deliberately causing a bit of a fuss because he never wanted to buy Twitter in the first place. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe.
Well, a lot of the top, colleagues there left the company. So that was a bit of a thing when obviously he first was going to come into the company. So yeah.
I find it really strange. Someone said on our social media this morning, it's just a big PR stunt. Possibly. Yeah,
you never know. I know that sometimes, we all see fake accounts, don't we? We all see those accounts that you just know that's a bot. That's, they're phishing or something like that. We all see these accounts. So when we hear that a potential new owner is looking to get rid of bots, that's kind of a good thing. But God knows what's actually happened behind the scenes. Like, could it be that? Could it be something else, some other issue?
Well, who knows? I reckon he could have maybe done it as a PR stunt so just people start talking about Tesla.
Yeah.
Or Tesla. However,
Yeah, but also you look at if the platform actually can't provide that, that insight. I wonder how is it 10%, 20%? Because that's opened up another can of worms where obviously reports it's not official, but if they can't provide that information, that's worrying for me from a user point of view. I think.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We know, like you say, Amy, that Elon does love a PR stunt. He even tweets. He does these contentious tweets that he knows are inflammatory. He does it just because...
a couple of tweets I mentioned on the podcast a couple of weeks ago about how he was going to buy McDonald's and sort out the ice cream machines. Right. So is everything kind of just being done for a PR stunt?
He needs to do that. I went last week and they didn't have any McFlurries either.
No one ever has... No McDonald's ever have McFlurries or milkshakes.
That's terrible.
I know.
That is terrible. In that case, Elon, can you get on it? Please.
Elon, instead of buying Twitter, just pull out of that you're going to, and just buy McDonald's.
How much does McDonald's cost? Is it more or less than Twitter?
Wow, actually, I saw a stat the other day, and it was something like there's 75 burgers bought in a second or something. I think it was something along the lines of that.
I don't doubt that.
You can invest as well because it's a franchise.
In McDonald's.
Yeah, 60 grand, I think, and then it takes 6 months worth of training before you're allowed loose on your own.
Wow,
that is
You can tell they have quality stuff when you get a 6-month trainee before they let out.
Yeah,
and you have to present 3 times to this board that you can do it.
Nice.
Extra insight.
Maybe Elon could get on that. But yeah, he does love a PR stunt. I remember this is years ago now, but PewDiePie was doing meme review 4 years ago or something, and that was towards the end of the golden era of YouTube. And he actually had different random celebrities join. He would just review a meme every week or something. And it was really funny. But one week he had Elon Musk review memes with him. And Elon, this is just mental, Elon Musk, the billionaire owner of PayPal and Neuralink and the Boring Company and Tesla and all these other God knows what other companies. Yeah. He was on some little YouTube show with PewDiePie reviewing memes. So it means that
Elon
Musk...
He likes to jump on trends,
Yeah, he jumps on trends. He knows what he's doing. He understands social media. He understands how PR works. So, yeah, who knows? Maybe it was all a stunt.
We'll have to wait and see.
If it is the case, he's leaving a trail of destruction behind. Like you said, so many directors have left, so they've got their own issues now at Twitter where they're like, well, if you do back out...
But like you mentioned, it needs to be sorted really, because how many fake accounts are there out there? Like, it's something that Twitter needs to sort out. It's like the same with Instagram. Like, I think you can buy followers. You can buy like thousands of followers, and you think, like, when you look at these big celebrities, like, have they actually bought them? Or
look at their engagement rate.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because even, I know obviously Love Island's just started, but a lot of the ex-Love Island, cast, they'll have like 1.1 million followers, but they're only actually getting like 2,000 likes on their photos.
I've seen that, yeah.
So have they bought their followers?
Yep. I imagine they maybe did.
I'm pretty sure there's a site, and I looked it up once, where you can see if people have bought followers. I looked it up for a guy that runs a clothing company. He's an influencer, and I just typed in his name, and it said it. But this was ages ago, so I don't know if it still exists. But
I'm going to look at that.
I can expose people.
We will expose you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Kidding, no we won't.
Yeah, you can see that. Like, you can look at the stats and say, okay, so they've got 100,000 followers, but 85% of them are in Brazil or something. And you realize
something that needs to be sorted on every single social media. So maybe that's why he is pulling out, because they can't find how many fake accounts there are. But like you said, it's leaving a trail of like destruction for the people who have left and the people that are going to work there. Like, they need to sort it out.
Yeah.
So
do you reckon it's done by bots, where they just program an algorithm to search and do the Instagram accounts, or do you reckon it's someone at a computer just going click?
I don't know, because sometimes you can obviously, when you vote on polls, and like some of them could be like competitions. I don't know any big competitions which run polls to get like an award or something, but there are some out there. And if you wanted all of those votes, you could go on those fake accounts and.
Yeah,
I pray for that individual if he is or she sat at a computer gun, scrolling through. It must be a piece of software, but maybe they haven't even been asked that question ever, really, or in years.
Oh man, that's a tell-all YouTube documentary waiting to happen, isn't it? Like, the inside of a bot farm. What does it actually look like? Yeah. Like, how many employees are there? Like, is there just one person at a computer programming these different algorithms, or is it literally like a couple hundred people sat at a laptop?
That needs to happen.
Well, it's like that Instagram, not YouTube, Twitter account. I can't say the word anonymous.
Yeah,
Anonymous.
The hacker group.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
What is that?
Yeah, that's crazy. Isn't it?
Like, surely we're going to find out that one day. If it's like that, who does that? Is it an organization? Is it one person? Is it like 50? Who knows? Could be a she. Could be a he.
Yeah, God,
could be a dog.
Could be a dog. Yeah, could be. I have no idea what's happening, but that's
could be me, guys.
Yeah,
but it's not.
This sounds like you're covering your ass, to be honest. It sounds like maybe
it could be. It's not me.
Yeah.
Promise.
If something suddenly goes viral on Instagram, we know that it's Amy with her connections to Anonymous, the hacker group.
They're on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And I feel like, I don't know if they are verified. Do you guys know if they're verified?
I haven't come across them in a long time.
They came up with the whole Ukraine war. They came big again then.
I haven't seen.
Always the elections. They're big, and they do actually do stuff.
They do. I don't know whether it was,
or is it fake?
I've read that there is enough impact they have that it probably is real. But like I mean, there are so many kind of like swarm attacks or swarm instances in social media that have happened that are probably nothing to do with Anonymous. Like things that, I read that there was a Taylor Swift competition a few years ago. Have you heard about this?
No.
Taylor Swift ran a competition, and it might have just been 4chan rather than Anonymous. But 4chan, the website, like bombed this online poll so that she ended up going to this school for deaf children. So the school for deaf children won the competition, but they didn't actually win the competition. It's just like 4chan did this like, swarm attack on this poll just to troll Taylor Swift. And she went there anyway, I think. She was like, yeah, screw it, I'll just go anyway. And she met all the kids, and it was a really nice day. But there are so many things like that you go, is that a kind of like hacker group, or is it just a bunch of like teenagers just messing around in their laptops in their bedroom?
Because it could just be like a high school student or a uni student just sat in like, I don't know, London or Brighton or somewhere in the country, just hacking people. Who knows?
God, yeah.
It'd be great to find out.
It's a crazy world.
That's another documentary waiting to happen.
Yeah. Well, maybe Elon can sort that out as well.
Yeah, Elon, you saw that.
He is anonymous.
Maybe it is him.
Yeah.
One thing that is being sorted out is my next piece is Snapchat, right? So now you can invite friends to collaborate on your story. And I think that's really, I still use it on a daily basis just to communicate with friends. But it's almost brought a bit more life into it. We covered it, I think it was in the last podcast, but now this is a new feature as well, where I think that would be so strange, but I think it gives it a bit, it's catching up with everything else.
That's very similar to TikTok.
Yep.
And we mentioned on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, all these other social media companies and brands, they keep jumping on the same trends as everyone else. Like Facebook has stories, Instagram stories,
and
Snapchat
collaborative stories. Yeah, like Instagram collaborate on a live feed.
Yeah,
you can someone's going live with someone else, and it's the same thing, I guess, with Snapchat, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean they also a few weeks ago so you can put eBay listings into your snaps. Really like weird collaboration. Don't know if you guys would ever use that. I wouldn't.
Use that.
Specifically eBay.
Yeah. Strange, really strange, but I just thought
they must have paid a big brand deal or something to do that.
But yeah,
Amazon aren't on there.
I would like to see that. I'd like to see creators collaborate on stories if they were like all at a shoot or behind the scenes. I think that'd be cool.
That'd be great content. 100%.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, and that is the kind of thing. Well, like I said, convergence into all the same thing. Platforms copying each other. Snapchat, they already have the kind of. They supposedly invented the 24-hour disappear thing.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah, they did.
Supposedly, you could say that everyone else copied them for that. So it's about time they copied someone else, I guess.
They're almost a founding father now.
Yeah.
And OG.
What do you think is the social media which, the other social media has copied the most?
Right now, I suppose you could argue TikTok. Because
TikTok,
Instagram and YouTube have just done shorts and reels.
If we kind of call the OG kind of social media, like Instagram and
I mean, if
Twitter,
we're talking OG, we're talking
Facebook.
Bebo and MySpace.
Pixel.
That's OG, yeah.
So what do you guys think?
Oh God, I don't know. Maybe MySpace? I don't know. That's OG.
It's funny how some of those have died out, but the ones now, I can never see TikTok dying out or Instagram.
I think it's because it's part of the Gen Z. That's it.
Established now.
Because it's part of that generation. I don't think it's ever going to leave.
No going back.
There is no going back.
Can't escape. Yeah. But that is me this week. That's my 2 pieces of industry news.
Nice.
On to my weekly, monthly trends. So a couple of weeks ago, Apple, after I think it was 22 years, they said that they were discontinuing the iPod. Now, I don't know if any of you had an iPod, but that was my first thing I ever had. I had a little Samsung Taco Light. That was my first phone. But the iPods, they were huge.
They were a fashion statement. That's the weird thing when you go, this piece of technology is an item that I can attach to my outfit. Not attached literally, but you hold it. I remember there was the advert. They made the awesome kind of iconic advert where it held the colours and the white silhouette.
Yeah,
holding an
that.
iPod. Yeah.
I remember I had so many different cases and all stuff like that. And I remember all everyone used to do on it was just play games.
Doodle jump.
Oh,
yeah. I used to
Angry Birds. What else was there?
There was that drawing one where you had to draw something and your friend had to guess. They had to type the letters. Yeah. I can't remember what that was called, but I used to play that.
Yeah.
And that had streaks on it, I think. See, it's all coming back now.
Yeah. Which iPod did you have, Amy?
I had the first ever iPod, so it's the really fat one. If we're looking at a phone like this, it was probably half the size and had quite a big chunky back.
Yeah. There was a black and white screen.
Just black
screen. And white. Yeah. I mean, it's not really white. It's just black screen.
And then after that, I had the really, really skinny one.
Yeah, I had one of them. I remember them. I remember holding that.
I can't remember the names of all of them.
iPod Classic. Yeah.
I remember having quite a lot, and I remember it was more. That kind of era growing up, for me, everyone had iPods.
Yeah, they did.
No one I remember doing work experience in a school before, and it was a primary school, and I was speaking to the receptionist, and I was like, oh, whose phone is this? It was an iPhone 7, so it was the latest at the time. She said, oh, just someone in year 5. And they just left it at school. I didn't even know what a phone was in year 5.
Yeah. No, I was just playing football.
Exactly. So I think iPods were kind of part of my generation really growing up. But now, because no one's buying iPods anymore, they're just buying iPhones because you can get You couldn't call in an iPod.
No.
You could only get Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Same with nanos. The only person I know that has a nano is my mum.
Oh yeah.
Same with shuffles. Do you remember shuffles?
Shuffles,
Literally tiny thing.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Yeah,
the tiny
I used to have a
ones.
blue one.
The
Never
shuffle
used
was
it.
just, it held songs. That's it. Wasn't
Yeah.
it? It was just, that's it. It held some-
They evolved from just holding songs to you can play games on them now.
And you can see, you can add to your own playlists.
Yeah.
You can view albums, view by artist, view by genre.
Yeah, I remember. Do you remember on the night you had to it had the circular and you had to. I think it was.
That was
clockwise.
iconic.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
interactivity, that button was iconic. I loved that because
I remember having like a pink one.
Nice.
And honestly, it was taken around the world of us when we went like on holidays. Mum would be like, "Have we got the iPod?" And she'd have like every era of music on this, and everyone wanted to have the iPod to listen to music.
Nice.
The battery, I remember, used to be incredible as well.
Yeah, I think
they
it
just
did.
wouldn't die.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever remember charging it.
Yeah, the only iPod I had was the iPod Classic because I think it's just because I'm a bit too hipster, but I always liked to buy the non-Apple stuff. So I had like 6 different MP3 players before I bought an
see.
iPod. I would buy like
A Walkman.
yeah, like, but I had all the MP3 players. Yeah, I think I was given it. I was given an Walkman, but there were a bunch of other MP3 players that looked like iPods,
Yeah.
but they didn't have the iconic spinny wheel thing.
Yeah.
But I always bought those because they were like half the price of iPods. But then eventually I bought the iPod Classic, and yeah, it changed my life. Absolutely adored the iPod Classic.
It's really.
It was
I
so
remember.
cool.
I remember going out to like play as a kid with my friends, and this is like really retro. He had headphones and he had a CD player. And like if you're
Yeah,
going
I
to talk
remember
about
that.
growing up,
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember I dropped it as well. His sister bought it for him, and he was fuming.
Oh, that is terrible.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. But all those things I can't like. You always take it for granted. Like, I don't make them anymore. Oh no way.
Yeah, the iPod will not come back because now
Yeah, exactly.
it's all on phones.
Why do you think they actually got rid of them? Do you reckon it just dropped in sales, or
because I think the
they're not making
smartphones
profit?
can do them already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
There's
thing.
no use for it. I
Yeah,
don't.
a
personally.
smartphone can be an iPod. You know,
I think the only good thing about the iPod though is that I can't really remember how much they costed, but they're not £1,000 for a phone.
Yeah,
No, they're not.
Shuffle were 40 quid back in the day. I think.
I think Apple in general have become so much more expensive over the past like 10-ish years. Like they were, I don't know if you guys, I mean, this was way before my time, but there was this like tagline for Apple that said, does more, costs less. Can you
I
imagine?
feel like I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think it was like the 80s. I think.
No, I feel like I've seen something of that.
Oh, okay,
or
but
I've
maybe
seen
I'm wrong.
it somewhere.
Yeah. Sure,
Four
sure.
words.
But
yeah, and a
I mean,
comma.
can you
like that.
imagine assigning that to Apple now? No, it's the bloody opposite.
Yeah, it's
they do less
999.
and they cost more.
Fine.
They literally do less than a Windows machine or whatever.
They're
But like,
so much money.
Yeah, and
the
they're like double the
iPhones
price.
now.
Yeah.
Like if you want to get one where you have a high storage on it, you're talking like 1,500.
yeah.
Also, they've linked it up so like our Macs at work,
Yeah.
everything else, and I feel like once you're sucked into that world, like my dad said the other week, I might change phone. I thought you've got an iMac, you've got an iPod. I was like, that's going to cause chaos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you've obviously got the AirDrop.
Yeah,
you do.
you're trapped now.
Yeah.
You
almost.
do, yeah. So with iPods, changing, like you say, and
Yeah.
discontinuing, yeah, I think that happened a while ago. I think started to happen just because, phones can be iPods, isn't it? So
Well, it got
that's the
to a
thing.
point where I remember on my old iPod, if I was to go on that now, you can't update to the latest
Yeah,
software. So I think they slowly started to do that because you couldn't download that. And I was like, well, why can't I update Doodle Jump? Like,
Really-
what is happening?
Really slow as well. Like, do you remember the screen? You used to be able to slide it,
Yeah.
and it would load. I
Yeah.
remember last time I saw it, I thought this is like dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were definitely
Yeah.
lagging a lot. So maybe that's where they've started to ease them out. So yeah, my childhood is gone.
Rip.
RIP iPods. I feel like I should bury them in a box or something.
Keep it forever, like as an antique.
I'll show my kids and be like, this is what I used in
It's
the
legit.
in
yeah.
2010.
They'll be like, what is that?
Hell
Why is
yeah.
it so big? And then by the time they'll be holding something, it'll just be
Yeah.
air or something.
Yeah, it'll be in your glasses.
Yeah.
Google Glass is going to make a comeback. I swear to God, you can quote me
Maybe.
on that.
Maybe,
Google
who
Glass is
knows?
coming again because Google Glass died last time within like a year, whereas I reckon it's going to come back in like 5 or 10 years. We're going to get glasses that just display your Instagram feed on your lens.
God,
I
that would
reckon
be.
it's going to be mental stuff like that. I bet.
That'd be dangerous though, because imagine
Would.
people sitting like GCSEs and they've got their notes on there.
I feel like an optician, that's like their nightmare. I feel like that would ruin your eyes.
That's so true. Yeah, that is very true. Who knows?
Yeah.
My next thing I'm going to talk about is last week, Virgin Atlantic, obviously the plane company. I know there's Virgin as a whole, but Virgin Atlantic. They basically announced on TikTok, I think this is how I found out, through TikTok, scrolling through. So basically, when you wore their uniform as a flight air hostess or an air hostess, whatever they're called, when they fly, they had to have all their tattoos covered up. So I don't know if it's like a misconception about people with tattoos. I feel like it's now a lot more acceptable for people in the workplace to have tattoos because who really cares? They're just tattoos. At the end of the day, it's personal choice. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, they've basically come out and announced that they can show off their tattoos now. So they can have like short sleeved, even if they're wearing the uniform, you can see their tattoos. And I think it was a great way because they jumped on a trending sound on TikTok, which I'd seen in the past. They jumped on that trend to announce that they could now have their tattoos showing, which I think was great.
That's clever. I was wondering how that was related to social media, but I totally get it now. You're saying
so they did it on TikTok.
Their business announcement was not done with a press release.
Yeah,
it was done by trending music on TikTok.
I did search it. It was announced through like obviously a web article.
Right, okay.
But the way I saw it, because the way of the algorithm on TikTok was through there.
That's
so I think it's
fascinating.
great because, like I mentioned before, TikTok is such a great platform and a way if you really want to see stuff grow and get something out there and get people talking, put it on TikTok. Yeah. And that's what they've done.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah, that's fascinating because that means the marketing manager, the marketing team of Virgin Atlantic, they said, okay, the whole article that we make, that's only one side of it. Mm-hmm. We have a whole nother side of publication, and that is social media. That's TikTok. That's the billion of users that are going to see the message.
I would love to see how many followers they actually gain from that itself, because it makes it so much more inclusive. And people who had tattoos in the past may have been turned away from the job to now, if you want to show off your tattoos, you can show them off. And to do that over TikTok, appeal to the Gen Z, it's huge. I think it's huge what the company's done.
I think it's just the way that the world's going. So, working from home, here at Shogun, I'm sat here in shorts. A couple of years ago, I still, some of my friends, they still work in suit and tie. And like for me personally, I just think that's so crazy.
True. Yeah,
that is changing, isn't it? Yeah, and you can tell the more and more companies are doing that. They're looking to social media platforms to announce things.
100%,
that's happening more and
because
more.
If usually it would just kind of be out in a press release, but I think now, say if I don't know, for instance, a football team wanted to get something out, they don't do it through a website. They'll announce their signing on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and probably Snapchat. They do it on there. They don't just put it on their website because they're not going to get that reach. But before social media existed, it would have just gone up on there. But now you can look on Instagram, Twitter, any of them, and see what other team, like who they're signing and stuff like that. So I just think it's a great platform. I think what Virgin have done so well is jump on a trend. Let's do it on a trending song and let's announce what we're doing. And it's just blown up. Like it's been liked, I think over like 700,000, and it's had like 1-point-something million views. So it's huge.
It's
huge.
really well cut. I've seen it. It's really, really well cut.
I need to watch that. Do you remember what the song was?
I think it's they walk in and it goes, let me step to the good part, and then they jump.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And then it's like that. So it's
also, it's like they choreographed
so it's like three of them. They all walk in from one side, and then it's say, let's skip to the good part. I feel like they jump or something like that.
Yeah, they do, and then
they go from having like their blazers on to their blazers off, and you can see their tattoos, and then they actually zoom in on the tattoos.
Nice.
So it's really well cut. It's not just
hi guys.
It's not like
we are Virgin Atlantic.
Yeah.
Welcome to none of that.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's really well done and really well made. I think that's why it's picked up.
Is that a new thing that, like, is that like, do other aircraft companies offer that or not? Because I'm pretty sure I've been on an airplane before and I've seen people's tattoos, but I may be wrong.
I feel like I've been on a Ryanair flight and I've seen tattoos.
Yeah, I've been on a Ryanair flight. Might be that because BA and stuff like that are all like, dolled up.
what does that tell you about these huge companies then? Because they're saying, we didn't just do a, hello, welcome to Virgin Atlantic, and we're saying our new tattoo policy. It wasn't that. It was like, no, we're dedicating like some hours and colleague, effort to making basically a dance and using TikTok to really cut something exciting. They put so much effort into not just doing an announcement on social media, but doing a social media announcement. It was a proper social media announcement.
It's kind of like a big campaign, really, what they've done.
Big time.
I mean, I wouldn't have known about it if I wasn't scrolling through TikTok. I would have not known it, but
they put it on LinkedIn as well, and it got a fairly good reaction.
Yeah, so if you're not on if you're not on LinkedIn, for an example, you can see it on TikTok. And if you're not followed to them on Instagram, you're not really going to see them unless it comes up. Really
like me personally, I wouldn't follow. I wouldn't follow Virgin, but now, I was like, oh, these guys are actually switched on. Not like like you said, it's like a campaign, so they're switched on to their audience, but also they're aware of like how the world's changing. Like, oh, it's okay to show tattoos. Same with piercings. I remember one job I went to. All the females and males had to take all their piercings out before they came to work.
Yeah. It's just how the world is changing and evolving, and it's
never
great.
stop changing. It is in a constant state of change. Everything
100%.
is. Yeah. Also, ironically, tattooing is one of the oldest things that humans have ever done. So the idea of thinking that, it's like a modern kind of like youngster thing, and we can't show that in our airplanes, like that's ridiculous. Because
I think it's very old-fashioned now.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's so crazy, because tattooing is the oldest fashioned thing you can get. Like people were putting ink in their skin thousands of years ago.
Yeah,
it's not even anything. Same as piercings.
Yeah. I think they've balanced it really well with how they've done it. Also, they're not afraid to be out there. If you don't like it, book with someone else.
That's another social media account which I probably would have never even looked at following before. It's a plane a plane company.
Who's your go-to flying?
It depends where you're going, really.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a go-to one. Probably because I don't like flying generally. So
really?
I'll take to whatever one is over quickest. Yeah.
I just like getting from A to B and shut my eyes and I'm there.
Yeah, totally agree.
But like, it's an account where I wouldn't have followed probably in the past because, like I said, what are they going to show? Planes taking off, planes landing.
Yeah.
But they've jumped on these TikTok trends, and their account is actually quite interesting.
Same with Ryanair.
Yeah, I was just thinking Ryanair.
Ryanair's TikTok. I don't know the girl's name on TikTok, Keenan. If you link it down below.
Go on, Keenan.
The way she transformed their TikTok was unbelievable. It got, like, the engagement rate on it was insane. And what she's done just by doing that from a budget airline, who some people might go, I'm not going to fly Ryanair because it's budget airline. She's really transformed their company, and I think it's really good what she's done because their content is excellent.
Do you want to know a fun fact? She's left her role this week.
Yes, that's why I saw it.
Yeah.
That's why I saw it.
I saw that
I saw the run-through of the insights. It was absolutely insane.
I thought fair play. I don't know where she's gone. I don't know if she's released that, but I thought, bloody hell, they got good.
Yeah, I believe it was on her LinkedIn, so definitely tag her name.
Yeah. I'm going to go over my creator highlight of the week then. So this is not a small account like I did last time with the Monumental Bricks Lego account. This is actually quite a big account on TikTok. This lady called Savanah Moss. You heard of Savanah Moss? This is what's fascinating as well, right? Is she's got more than 1 million followers, but TikTok's already so huge that you can have over 1 million followers and not even be one of the big ones. Or like not one of the huge ones. I mean, she is big.
Yeah.
But the reason I highlighted Savanah Moss is because it's a kind of like in a weird way, the anti-influencer style, in that she, you first look at a couple of her videos and it's very kind of like, she looks good, makeup, she's like, she's done everything well, welcome to my house, whatever, something like this. And then quickly there's a transition and it suddenly becomes this weird object, something very random, an apple pops up, milk goes from her mouth. It becomes almost a bit scary.
Yeah.
And then you watch the whole minute and you go, what the hell did I just watch? And the idea is she creates TikToks that are like dreams. So if you try and remember what your dream is like, you're walking through, you can't walk through like sand or something, and you look down and you are like walking in sand, and you
so like she recreates it.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like with really random trippy, like really random things happening.
Have you ever had a dream? Sorry, have you ever had a dream where milk spilled out your mouth?
No, I haven't.
I had to ask.
I thought you were doing that little kid there. Have you ever had a dream that you dreamed that? I thought you were doing that.
You guys, but you ever?
Yeah, wonder what he's doing now. Oh, I watched a video by Wavy Web Surf. He's actually doing all right. What they're doing 10, 20 years later. Anyway.
I like those videos.
Yeah, I love
them.
Wavy, shout out
distraction.
Wavy.
Yeah.
Wavy
We're
Web
always on a
Surf's the
tangent on
best.
this podcast anyway, so.
This entire podcast is a tangent. Yeah, but Savanah Moss, I loved it. I was attracted to it because it's just something you don't expect. Like how do you describe the TikTok strategy or whatever? It's nothing to do with this. It's such a kind of like artistic flavor of TikTok. Now, normally, look at the history of other kind of platforms or TikTok itself, the more arty stuff, even music, films, whatever, the more arty, weird things, they don't get the mainstream kind of attention, really. Savannah's got more than 1 million followers. I think it's something like 3 million, actually. It's something like that. It's in the millions. And, just from doing these, like, every few days, these crazy, weird, arty, like, David Lynch style stuff. Like, David Lynch is...
Well, it's quite weird you say that because she must be similar to when people follow, like, ASMR channels.
Yeah.
And they're, like, with the mic and their nails are on the mic and they've got, like, water stuff. And they've got millions and millions of followers. Like, I think I remember looking on Spotify and you can see what your friends are listening to. Yeah, and my friend from uni was listening to Blowtorch ASMR.
Like, exposed. What's her name?
What's
I can't do that. But it's just so strange. Like, these weird accounts. I think it's because these accounts like appeal to such a small kind of...
Well, you'd think it's not small. Like, look at
they're
Savanah.
Not small, but then no one really comes out loud and they go, I like ASMR. Like, I actually listen to it at home. Like, no one does that. They just probably subscribe to like loads of stuff.
I'll tell you what, one thing I really like doing though is watching like that sort of thing on YouTube, like just like rain. Like,
I love that stuff.
I love sand cutting. Has anyone seen sand cutting? No. They'll cut through the sand. You can hear the knife and it's like...
I was like...
Oh, like the thick sand.
It is beautiful. I don't know why I like it so much, but once you start, you can't stop. And I think that is very similar to what she does.
Yeah, in a way. I mean...
Because they're very strange.
Yeah, that does sound strange.
You kind of ask yourself, do I actually like this? Or why am I watching this?
I'll tell you something that is really strange. In America, they're doing a fundraiser, this zoo, and they've just got live streams of a spider crab and otters. And I'm not, truthfully, the last 2 weeks, every night I've checked in on those otters.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You haven't checked on the spiders,
but but this account, every time I look, it's got over 1,000 people viewing it, so I think I'm not that weird. And they've got like 260k now.
Nice.
Wow, that was very similar to the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. Every day, and I am one of those people, I'm not even going to lie, every day I looked at the stream, and I kid you not, like, the verdict probably had like 3 million on just one YouTube channel.
That's nuts.
So it's crazy, like, the amount of people which can tune into those kind of things and tune into those accounts.
It is crazy. Yeah, well, that is my creator highlight of the week. Recommend checking out Savanah Moss if you're kind of tired of standard TikTok or whatever that even means. Like, it's all a bit
standard
weird.
TikTok was kind of dances, but now it's really evolved.
Yeah.
Really evolved.
Absolutely, yeah. I think I might be wrong about this. It might be just a kind of like frequent theme, but I think she works at Starbucks, or she used to work at Starbucks, because sometimes they'll start with her handing a coffee to someone, whatever, and then like they'll open the cup and then like a puppy falls out or something, like just random stuff like that.
That's never happened to me.
No?
Wish it would though.
You wish it would? Yeah,
that
that's
would
a
be
good.
Nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but the thing about her is it's not just. She's not doing it to be funny. She's doing it to send the audience on a bit of a trip. Like, there's no like music or anything. It's just her talking, and she sometimes involves her friends, and some of it is a little bit scary because you go, oh, like I don't want to see just milk pour out of someone's mouth.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
It is a bit weird.
Content's content.
It is, yeah. Anyway,
100%.
love that stuff. That's my creator highlight of the week.
Cool. Jumping into hot takes.
Hot takes, yeah.
I'll kick off. I've got to give a shout out, right? I'm obsessed with this guy. He's Jordan, so he's the manager of the Sidemen. But what he does so well is he shares analytics, which you'd never be able to see. He gives clear plans because obviously they've got their own, I think it's a vodka brand and size where they have food as well. And he shares all their plans so openly. And when you think of like the Sidemen, like one of the biggest groups, if not the biggest group on YouTube, right, and socials, you're like, oh, they're so unreachable, but he makes them so authentic. Every day I'm checking in, I'm like, oh, they got this. And I'm starting to watch them more. They were just like, they had a video up, it might have even been on his channel, where it was just two of the boys working out with a personal trainer. I was like, That's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm subscribed to him, and I feel like I have him as a connection on LinkedIn. And I think, like you said, what he does so well is that he's so open about everything, and he basically explains like how all of the boys individually are a brand themselves because they are ultimately so big. Yeah. But they do it so well that they, you know, you get like they I don't know what kind of market they appeal to, because I think it's so many ages. Yeah. But they will look at their comments and go, oh, can you do this video? And they will film it. And I think that's why they do so successful, is because they do stuff which the audience want to see. Like I'm 20, nearly 23, and I kid you not, I wake up every morning, and when I get ready in the mornings, I'm watching the Sidemen.
All right. They know that as well.
I put my hands up. I watch Sidemen.
Exposed.
I know. Well, everyone does. Like, that's not weird. Like, everyone does. Like I said,
they appeal to every single age, and it's not just. I think it was kind of a market where it was just for kids at the start.
Yeah. Back in the day.
I think it's really, really blown up into the sense of like. I think the most latest one I watched, it was the like £20,000 holiday.
Yeah, I saw that last night.
I think it was like the Europe edition, where one's in Stockholm and the other's in Greece, and it's unbelievable. And you just sit and watch it, and you're like, "This is amazing! Like, this is great content. Yeah, they know exactly. It's great content, and
they're very clever." And you say it's interesting that you say that in their own individual brands. You're right, Amy. Like because. I feel like that's not accidental though. I feel like because when it did start, it was just friends messing around, wasn't it?
Oh,
well, like, and it still kind of is, but it's just now they know their brands. So now they know, okay, like, you know, whatever, you're doing this, you're doing this. So like they know exactly what the brand is. So I feel like it is not accidental. I think it is deliberate.
It is. What I like as well is Jordan shares insight. Is like, oh, they make decisions by a voting system. So I always think, oh my God, there's so many members. Surely it's going to take, you know, X amount of time to do a decision. Apparently they make it really quick voting. That's how they make all decisions. And it gives an insight. Yeah, and then they say there's loads of managers behind the scenes. And you think, wow, you know what? Just because of him, I know so much more about the brand, almost like a family tree of their organisation.
I think the brand is like a family in the sense of, I saw one of his posts today about saying that their company is just full of like under 20s, like, or mid 20s. It's not like these big, you could say like corporate individuals who come into the company like 50 and are like, you need to do this, you need to do that.
Also, like their social media manager.
Yeah, where it's so young, I think that's why they do things so well, because they just know how to appeal to everyone.
Yeah, that's the YouTube mentality really, is they were their own bosses. They they had channels, they made their own channel. KSI, you know, being the main one, of course. He just started just making his own channel and being his own boss, and he was able to work out what works without being told by an old ass manager. Yeah, you need to do this. Like no, he worked out exactly what his cut was.
Talking about KSI, actually, I saw on YouTube's, what are they, shorts?
YouTube shorts.
Basically, when he obviously came out with this music brand and was kind of going into music and taking that more seriously and collabing with Anne-Marie and people like that, he was like, can I still continue to do this Sidemen content? Are people going to look at me and think, like, why are you doing this anymore? Like, it's so babyish. But he was like, no, like, I'm being authentic, I'm showing myself, and this is me on a day-to-day basis, and if people don't like it, then they don't like me, so they don't like it. So I think it's great. Like, I think what the Sidemen do is just amazing. And each year they could just continue to do better and better. I remember when they were like, subscribe guys, we're nearly at 10 million. And now I think they're nearly at like
15.9, I think.
So they're nearly at 16 million. I think on one of their videos, KSI is like, subscribe. Like, they do it in a funny way. They're not like, hi guys, like, make sure you subscribe. They're like, subscribe.
Like what we do.
Yeah.
We do it in a boring way.
But like, I think
please subscribe, everybody.
They compared it to Little Mix. And if they were going to surpass Little Mix, like, they are massive. They go anywhere around the world. They are spotted. They are well known. And what they do every single day is amazing.
If they want to come on, just... Jordan, sort it out.
Yeah, we'll let them on. We'll let them on.
Yeah, 100%. We will let them
on. Need a bigger table.
Need a bigger table, yeah, we do.
It's okay. I think they can all fit. 100%. On to my one. So, as we mentioned before, the person in charge of the Ryanair TikTok. Now, I found out who it is, and her name is Lily Rafferty. And she's basically come out And she said it was the last day working at the airline, and she provided like a couple of stats. So she posted 150 videos. She got 400 million views, 65 million interactions, and 1 million new followers. And what she has done to their social media and their TikTok is just completely transformed it. Like I mentioned, she's gone from taking on, which I think is quite a difficult role in building up a budget airline and transforming them on social media, to literally millions of followers, probably making more people want to fly Ryanair because it's building them up as a better brand. And what she does so well is they jump on the trends of TikTok, and they'll do stuff which is like so relatable. Like if you just scroll through their TikTok, it's just hilarious. Like it's just brilliant what she has done and transformed that whole company.
Yeah, it certainly is. And you're right, is that she threw the rule book out the window. That's the thing. She said, okay, here's marketing for a global brand. And she just said, nah, I'll do it my way. I'll do TikTok style. I'll jump on memes and trends, yeah.
I love how, like, I don't know how old she is, but her bosses are like, yeah, just roll with it.
Yeah.
That's the weird part. Because we can talk to the cows come home about like, oh yeah, it's good being, the young person in charge of social media. It means nothing if your manager doesn't let you do it.
Yeah.
Like the issue is, her managers said, okay, we trust you.
Yeah.
Now, like, how did that happen? How did they trust her with that? Because that's the really weird question, isn't it? Because, like I said, we always know, if you're the young person in charge of social media, you can get a better idea. Doesn't matter if your manager is holding the purse strings and not letting.
I think they kind of like jump on the sense of with Ryanair that you can only have like one little carry-on bag. And I think that they jump onto that where they like know that people take more than like a bag on their plane and stuff. Like it's stuff like that. It's relatable stuff which you'd probably scroll through and laugh at. Like I remember one of them is her face. You can't see her face, but you can see like her eyes and her mouth.
Yeah, I've seen
it's
that.
A green screen, and her face is like on the Ryanair plane, like talking, and it's just funny content.
That is a funny
like
one.
It's great, and I think that's why it's just transformed the whole brand as a whole. And keep up the good work wherever she's going, because anyone should hire her because she does well for TikTok. She knows her stuff.
Yeah, definitely does. Well, my hot take is just this: the idea, the balance between at what point adverts become too much and at what point you'd pay to have them removed. So I encountered this because whilst I love YouTube and I've loved it forever, and I have a YouTube account personally, I don't actually have YouTube Premium. So I haven't paid the £10 a month for YouTube Premium because in my mind, I'm happy to have the adverts. It's not worth £10.
So YouTube Premium is just where you get rid of the adverts?
Yeah, it has some other features, but it's mainly no adverts. Like you can listen to it while your screen is locked. You can listen to...
Oh, that's quite cool.
Yeah, you can download videos. So you can download a video.
Like Netflix.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So YouTube Premium has these features. The main thing is no adverts, because everyone's talking about how much you hate adverts on YouTube. I agree, I hate adverts, but it's just not worth £10. £5 a month, I'd probably do that. I'd probably do £5 a month to have no adverts on YouTube.
To be honest, adverts don't really bother me that much.
That's what I'm thinking,
When I'm watching YouTube, I'm probably doing something else. Like I'll watch YouTube at lunch, and if I'm eating my lunch and there's an advert, I'll just skip through it.
That's what I mean. Just skip it.
Yeah. But I think to charge £10 a month, I don't know how much Netflix charge, but Netflix, you're not getting any adverts. You're getting movies, series, like documentaries. You're getting so much more than what you would get on YouTube. Like, obviously, I think you can buy films on YouTube. So does that give you access to that?
No, it's nothing to do with that. That's a totally different aspect of YouTube. But it does give you access to, here's another little perk of YouTube Premium. It gives you access to YouTube Premium shows. So for example, Markiplier, one of the biggest YouTubers, he just did this whole series called In Space with Markiplier. And I think episode 1 was free for everyone, but episodes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you have to be a YouTube Premium member to watch them. I think something like that.
I don't know. Is it worth £120 a year?
Exactly.
That's how I always look at this stuff.
That's what I mean. £120? No.
For no films, no series, no documentaries.
I'll tell you one brand that's going hard on YouTube ads is Montclair. I don't know if you guys have seen it with their new perfume. No. Honestly, all my adverts are that. Different variations of it, but every single one.
My adverts are always so random on YouTube. Like I never really...
Me too, actually.
...know where they get my adverts from.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it because there are a couple other services that I do pay for to get rid of ads, and that's a lower amount. So, for example, I'm a big wrestling fan, and I watch AEW every week. And I could watch it on ITV Player, because it's on ITV. It's on ITV4, so you can watch it for free.
Yeah.
Or you can go for the Fight TV, like All Fight Pass, or AEW Pass or something, and it's $5.99 a month. So I get no adverts. I don't have to deal with ITV's adverts. That's worth it because it's $5.99 a month, and I think that's a bit better.
If you watch it a lot religiously, I think that's worth it. Like,
it is.
I just would imagine if you're like, I love Formula One, and imagine if you're like halfway through a race and an advert comes up. Like, they don't do that, but that would really stress me out. Like, or maybe football. I know they would never do a football, but someone's nearly scoring and then like an advert comes up.
They did that famously by mistake. I remember it went to an ad. There was some sort of confusion and someone scored and they came back and someone had just scored.
Oh no.
That was fairly recent.
Sometimes I think Sky, in the sense that they'll go to an ad break and sometimes the game has kicked off, but I don't think that's just because I think maybe they have to play those adverts because those people have paid for those adverts. So
if you think about Instagram, how much money would you pay to remove Instagram adverts?
I never really see any.
To be honest with you, I know that there are some adverts on my feed, but I couldn't even tell you what they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know there's one, and I don't know if it's on your guys' one. It's like a skin one, and I don't know what it's called, but it is constantly on my Instagram feed. And I'm like, I definitely don't follow them, unless I follow them by accident. I definitely don't follow them. So that always comes up, but I think it's very much like TikTok in the sense of you can just scroll past it.
You can, yeah. Instagram, they're not very obtrusive, or intrusive, sorry. YouTube is. YouTube is really bloody intrusive with their adverts.
Snapchat is a little bit.
It is a bit, yeah. You have to just wait.
You have to wait. You have to watch the ad.
Well, that's what I mean. How much would you pay to get rid of Snapchat ads? £1 a month? Like £5 a month? I don't know. Because I don't know.
I wouldn't.
No, I would just move.
No.
You know, if I was communicating with my friends, I'd just move to another platform because there's so many.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd ever, me personally, I'd never pay because I'd be like, well.
Fair, yeah, fair.
Yeah, like going back to TikTok, when it first started, there was no ads, so you could just scroll.
Yeah.
And now
it's like Facebook.
You can see, as soon as you open the TikTok app, an ad comes up.
It does, doesn't it?
And you have to press skip ad.
Yeah, it's the top.
And then you can start scrolling.
That's where the money is.
But they're not forcing you to watch it like YouTube or Snapchat. But then do those platforms charge extra for their ads to be on that site?
They do, yeah. So if you're an advertiser on YouTube, you can pay more for where your ad is placed.
Same as LinkedIn. That's like big money if you want to drop an advert on there.
Yeah. I've seen quite a lot of similar brands always on my LinkedIn feed, so they must pay a lot of money because they're constantly on my feed and I see them all the time and I know they're an ad because they just kind of stand out and you can know which one is an ad and which one isn't. But
yeah, well, that's your thought. You know, it's just something to consider is if Snapchat did say to you, okay, we've got a brand new offer, guys, £1 a month, no more adverts. I'm just wondering if you guys would say yes to that or no.
Probably
I don't know.
No.
I'll be like, see you later.
Yeah, I mean, like with YouTube, £10 a month is definitely not worth it.
Because anyway, ads it's not getting in the way if you actually sending a Snapchat. It's only getting in the way if you want to watch. I think if you click through people's stories, ads come up sometimes.
Or or celebrity posts.
To be honest, if an ad comes up and I'm scrolling through Snapchat, I just delete the app. Like I just scroll up, get rid of it, and just go back on it anyway. Yeah. So there's a hack.
That is a hack, yeah.
You don't want to watch ads. But yeah, they don't really bother me that much in the sense that I can't even really tell that they're on Instagram, to be honest.
Fair. Well, YouTube, it is bloody intrusive and it's annoying.
Oh, 100%. Especially and what does annoy me is you'll get through a video and they'll be midway saying something really important and then it goes, ad.
Yeah, right. That's exactly what I mean. Yeah.
And I don't know if it's changed, but what I've noticed now is that it used to just be one ad.
Yeah,
now
there's a few.
it's two.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I'm getting at, is how many more ads would it take? Like, let's say they change it from 2 to 4. Mm-hmm. Then is £10 a month worth it? I say probably not I don't know.
But then if you're an avid YouTube watcher and that's all you watch.
Depends on the individual.
Say like, obviously Stranger Things has just come out on Netflix. Is YouTube trying to become a platform where they want people to start watching series on their platform?
Yeah, maybe.
Because you mentioned that guy who's doing that. Yeah. But
I feel like I would consider it if it was like one advert every 4 minutes. So say if it was like 12-minute
How many adverts is it per minute?
It's up to the uploader.
Oh, I see.
But that would
be a bit much.
I think I would, because that's all I watch, vlogs. So say if I'm watching, some of them are like 2 hours long, just travel ones.
Yeah.
Well, going back to Sidemen, I don't think they do many ads.
No, I watched one of their old football ones the other day, and it was like boom, straight into it, no ad.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a hard topic. Like, like I said, if you're a YouTube avid watcher and you want to watch all your stuff without it being
interrupted,
interrupted by ads, then fair enough. But I would rather use use Amazon Prime or Netflix.
Totes.
Specifically.
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus is good as well. Yes.
Shudder. I need to look into Shudder. They
never heard of that.
It's like Netflix, but just for horror films.
Oh, maybe not.
It's not my jam. I'll stick to Disney Plus.
That's like the opposite.
You stick to Finding Nemo.
Yeah. I think that's our hot takes all done. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for this week.
Nice. That's everything done for this week on the Shogun Podcast. If you liked the sound of this, then please hit the subscribe button or follow button. Give us a like. Give us a comment. What was the part that you loved or disagreed with? Please tell us. We want to know exactly your thoughts. But next time, we'll be back again for episode 4 of the Shogun Podcast. My name is George. This is Amy. This is Freddie. And we'll see you next time.